All right, everybody, welcome. We finally have Akasha's art. No more tiny token.
I need to.
When I see
yes.
it in action, I have to open up the webpage.
Yeah. Let me just make some more room here, like this. See if I can click her. There we go. Move her over a little bit more. There we go. Now that I can see everybody.
I could see how it's being moved.
Yes. All right. So last session left off with a pretty big cliffhanger. Currently, this vessel, the Argonth, is headed towards Kenrun, and it's at a height at which basically any multi-story building or tall building is going to be demolished. And the players have had a week to try and sort out how they might want to go about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll initiative, and because this thing is moving so fast, you guys have 3 rounds to solve this problem or Kenrun is destroyed.
Oh my gosh. Why do you do this?
3 rounds.
Roll initiative.
It better not be the Mario Kart sound.
Oh, I got a 4 plus 3 initiative.
Yeah, 18 total.
18
open up my
total. What's your
character
deck
sheet.
score?
+1. So what? +1
Okay.
initiative.
I have a +2.
All
I
right.
rolled a 9.
So Callie, Rhiannon, Sa, what was yours?
18. No.
So
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
All right. So it goes Sa, Callie, Rhiannon, Celica, Akasha, and this thing gets 33.3, repeating, of course, percent closer.
oh boy.
Sa, keep in mind, you only have 6 seconds of talking time on your turn for your quote-unquote free action. So,
My reaction is Savage SpongeBob. And
Ugh.
and what do we do? Pass turn. I don't have no clue what like I don't just want to start hitting buttons, but I'm about to.
Like that guy panicking on the keyboard.
Yeah.
Me trying to use my wireless keyboard and it has no power.
all right, Callie.
Rhiannon, I hope you know what you're doing. Akasha, if you do not have a better idea, then I need your assistance. And Kali will head towards where the blown out portion of because the front windshield got just absolutely demolished. So there's
Yeah.
a gaping hole out here, right?
Yeah, that's it. It's still kind of like molten at the moment.
Yes. So Kali will get as close as she can without getting hurt from it, and then sit down in sort of like a meditative position.
Okay.
And she says, Akasha, I will need you to use all of your mental powers. If you do not have a better idea.
All right. Rhiannon.
Damn, only 6 seconds of talking. I wanted to do that thing, but I guess it'll have to not happen.
Or it happens over multiple turns.
Yeah, which we don't have. Mm-hmm. Damn, this is.
Now,
I really wish.
remember that if you're doing something like that you're not using words. You're not verbally speaking. You're doing something different. So potentially you could have enough time to do that.
Or could I multitask it? Using King Mind, could I say all that, all the while reaching for the bone one and going to Tommy?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so that's what I'll do.
All right. Me and you're going to go to a different room for a second.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. The rest of y'all, good luck.
Fun.
All right. So you can go ahead and try to reach out and make a wisdom save.
Not 20. 24.
You guys didn't hear the scream, but there was certainly a scream.
I would have heard it.
All right. To save time, go ahead and say what you want to say, and you will certainly get your thoughts to him.
Oh, the whole thing? I get to say it?
Yeah.
Cool. Stand up for this then. You short-sighted immortal fool. Sharing the top floors of the buildings in Canron will do very little for your grand schemes. What little darkness that you will wrought will cost you more than you can ever hope to know. If you mean to hurt us emotionally, I commend you. For putting on this spectacle, if anything, I thank you. You have just shown us how much of a thorn we are in your side. So much so, you're willing to risk the Argonth of all things. One of very few of its kind, and you brazenly throw it at a small town like Kenron. I suspect you know what Kenron now means to Eberron as a whole. Doing this is akin to kicking the hornet's nest, you do realize. Everyone on Corvair will cast their ire upon you and your kind as they become aware of you. You may think yourself special, gifted with infinite time to wait out the storm, but imagine for a moment the hornet's nest you kicked will forever send its children, grandchildren, and their children's children after you ceaselessly. For every possible deep place you could hide in, will be found, flooded, and you'll be forced to ground to be stung in the open air as all three mock you. So then, go on, and she'll probably gesture a little bit, with her hand as she's walking towards Tommy. Trim a little top off Kenron, and see how things work out for you and your kind. Go ahead. I can guarantee the darkness will be not of Kyber's making, but it'll be the ornery wrath of Corvair finding and devising every which way to make your immortal lives as unbearable as possible. And you would perhaps know this from first-hand experience by stirring such ire for us to use on each other. And then she'll probably pause for a moment as she gets ready to say the last thing. For amidst the eye, the pillars rise. The ring now wielded. 3 there are, 14 are written. Weep, weep, the era dies. Weep, weep, a new era rises. And I suppose after that she'll go on to Tommy.
All right.
Maybe give a bit of a cackle as she walks off in her mind.
Give me another wisdom save.
24 total, so it was a 19.
All right. It is you who are the fool, child. A mere distraction at best. This is far older than you and your lineage. Far more reaching than your imagination. The true prophecy comes. Nothing shall stop it. Should you survive, you will see soon enough. You wish to spread doubt within me, within Tol Ereshka's voice. You will see. And with that, you take 14 psychic damage as a connection is very viciously severed. A sharp pain courses from your head down to your spine. And you continue to reach this tool out to Tommy.
Yeah. She'll laugh audibly
I will drag us over.
Yep.
No one has answered her.
All right.
Well,
So
which is fine, because I have my own idea.
you're getting ready to use that, and we go to Celica.
All right. Well, I was gonna go check out. I've forgotten his name. Was it Timothy or
Ashley.
Tommy.
Tommy. I know it was a T something. I was gonna do that, but seeing as Syria's going over there, is it possible to find out where the either the main engine or like the power generator is for like the entire ship?
There's multiple, and they're all housed down below. It's something that Celica wouldn't even recognize if she saw it. It's basically
It's a well kept secret kind of thing.
by Kenneth, yes.
Okay. Then I guess if I can't do that, I will just see if I can do anything with the controls while everyone else is doing that.
All right, you gonna start pressing buttons?
Not immediately. I'll see if I can figure out what the buttons do first.
All right. Do an investigation check on that center console.
Investigation, where are you?
Sam.
Where's that console at?
Where is it?
Where is she?
When did you make this music?
Earlier this week,
Gotcha.
I made 3 songs for tonight.
Nice. I hope we do not have to use one of them. One of them might
know-
be a death tune.
This dice cup isn't really working out.
Oh.
I rolled a 3
Okay. So
with a
You have
plus 3, which
inspiration.
would be 6.
You have inspiration.
Inspiration already?
Only if you want to.
You only
Fine.
got 3 rounds that is going to be
Fine.
critical.
Fine, I'll do it just so then I can use a misfortune later.
yes.
I don't know if it's the tray or if it's the way I'm doing it, but that was an 8. So 11. 9, 10, 11. Yeah.
All right.
Better than last school.
These symbols are going by at a pretty high rate of speed. They're a mixture of various languages sort of melded together to form one clean scramble of words. It's not organized in a way that seems like words. It's organized in small chunks, like little miniature sentences with special symbols going through them, and smaller pieces that kind of are, their margin is further over. And unfortunately, not a single bit of it makes sense. You look down to the buttons that are in front of you, and it's a keyboard filled with those symbols.
Oh, God.
And next to it, there is a large red button. And
Oh no.
it has basically engraved into it a large X.
That could be X marks the spot and press it, or it's danger, don't press.
It could be X for confirm or not confirm.
X for pizza.
X for create a Chernobyl-like event.
I don't know,
Explode, explode.
Is that all I can do for my turn for this?
No, that was a check. You can
Okay.
interact with the console however you wish.
And you can still have it speak something.
You could even press the button to see what it does.
I could, yes. I will, Seneca would just be like frustrated. He's like, I don't know what any of these buttons do.
I'll come over and look in a second.
So I was like, it's
After
not my
I saw the
turn.
SpongeBob. Yeah.
I mean, technically, she's right next to the console.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but she's in SpongeBob mode for this turn.
He's a
Yeah.
panic grunt.
Ugh, ugh.
Uh-huh.
I guess I will. Like my gut reaction is like press all the buttons, but I know I shouldn't do that, so I'm gonna hold my turn until I either check again or have SARS help or whatever.
Are you sure you don't want to press the red button?
Tony, don't do that to him.
Don't tempt
Say
me.
something about it.
I will not put the rest button this turn.
Okay.
Shut up.
You're like the meme where he's sweating and the buttons. All right, Akasha, it is your turn. Kali has taken a meditative stance and requested your help.
Okay, so you said would we all kind of be aware that like there's no way we could get to like the main engine room or
Yes.
something?
Yeah, because
We
it's
would-
the lower. You guys were told that it was the lower, like 4 floors that were dedicated to the powering of this ship and all the functions essentially. But it was described in a way that like, yes, all that stuff's down there, but if you don't understand what's going on here on the 5th floor, you're not gonna, you'll just kill yourself down there.
Okay, and it's like because it's like kind of all granular, or like it's not all in one area either. Like
No, it's a massive, I want to say like quarantine of separate things. Yes, engine array. That is perfect. Yes. And no, Rhiannon wouldn't have time because she hasn't talked to Tommy yet.
okay, I have a couple of abilities that I as a person I'm not the same person as Akasha, so I'm sorry to her. I'm just like a little bit dumb sometimes. So I'm thinking about my abilities. I'm thinking about my abilities that I have, including I have one where I can choose 5 creatures within 60 feet of me, and they can magically understand me regardless of the language I speak for 1 hour. I don't know if that would be helpful at all, because I don't know if that is really mind link. I don't know who.
Not really. It just makes it to where if there's a language barrier, there's no longer a language barrier. So
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, this not helpful in this case.
I do still have mind link that I can speak telepathically to a creature I'm familiar with, I think. I don't remember where that is.
That would be very helpful for you and Kali.
And then the problem here is that in characterly, like I've just met you guys, so I don't know anything about your allies, about like people that could be within 500 feet that could help us with this. But I have a spell that would allow me to transport myself to any area within 500 feet that I can visualize or that I know about. And I can take one willing creature with me that is not, let me see, of my size or smaller.
So any of us, because we're all medium.
Yeah.
Just give me a second here.
Oh, you got the dimension door.
Yes.
Very nice.
Bardic Inspiration could also be very useful for somebody else making skill checks.
I do have
Or
a
on
couple
your
Bardic Inspirations left.
Or on yourself to make skill checks, you know.
You know, for the thing.
'Cause I gotta be honest, I don't know what kind of check you're gonna get asked for what Kali's trying to get
So
you to do.
you're at least around 1,500 feet away from Kenrun at this point in time. This thing is basically around 60 miles an hour headed to Kenrun.
Okay.
So there's nobody other than the people in this room that you guys would, or that you would consider helpful
That's what I
within
kinda
that
thought, yeah.
within that spell. But yeah, there is Bardic Inspiration, and I think Mind Link to help Kali might help as well.
Yeah, so she's gonna mind link with Kali, and then I guess I'm gonna also put I'm gonna put a Bardic Inspiration on Kali.
Okay.
And I guess I have enough time to kind of move over there? To
Yeah,
be
absolutely.
closer?
Yeah.
Okay. And she's gonna. I'm just thinking that she would acknowledge what's going on and like the gravity of the situation. I think I'm trying to think of like in characterly. She tries to keep her emotions under control, so she's gonna seem like she's calm, but like you can see in her eyes that she's like very, very nervous because
Eternally screaming.
yes,
Try not to panic.
she just
Panic,
wants you to know
Don't
everything.
panic. Try not to panic. Panic more.
Yes,
I thought they were
Yeah.
joking
internal
about the danger.
panic. So she's
So since
like
we're
trying to
mind
do-
linked,
yeah,
Kali-
you can see her
Kali
trying to
gets
like
that.
do some breathing exercises.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Kali, you get more panic. Yay!
Holly's definitely also, I wouldn't say panic. I think at this point she's more concerned and resigned as she's like, well, nothing to do but try.
Yeah.
All right.
She's
But
on the same
that-
page, luckily.
I don't think you've used your action yet.
what
Mind Link
is my
isn't an action, is it? And then Bardic Inspiration is a bonus.
Where?
And
I
a
can't
move
even
action.
find where Mind Link is.
Let me check.
That's because I think it's just an ability.
Let me
And
just
like
double check.
a special action.
I don't know. I still can't see your character sheet.
Oh, I'll fix that.
Where's my thingy?
It's all the way at the start. It's really weird. I'll fix it for you.
Okay.
I have that problem too. Where's my thingy?
Oof.
Time, so.
There we go. Public.
You can see everyone else's, right?
Yes.
When you go to campaign and it says like view. Okay.
Okay, here it is. Mind Link. You can. I don't even know where it is. I think
That's
it's
a
just
character
something.
sheet for you.
It's
One at a
underneath the title
time.
of it.
You can use your action to give that creature the ability to speak telepathically with you for an hour, or until you end this effect as an action. So they
Okay,
must
so
be
it
able to
is an
see you,
action.
and that's it. But it's an 80-foot range, and all I have to do is see you.
Okay.
I see you, Kali.
I see.
Look at me. Telepath now.
I'm you, but better. For I'm a
Well,
human.
Oh
I guess I'm
man.
gonna try to see if I can like think of anything that I would know about these dragons that Kali, because I'm a student. So have I learned anything about what Kali's talking about with whatever dragon could be
What
her abilities?
What dragon did you mention, Kali? I might have missed it.
Just Kali was saying that the type of dragon that I am is powerful with telekinesis and force.
Oh, okay. Give me a history check with advantage, Lumi.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 10 and then a 6, so the 10.
+1. So an 11. At the moment, with your internal fears, it's very hard to think about exactly what she's mentioned, but she is very different from the Dragonborn you've ever met. You assume that she is a gemstone Dragonborn. Pretty rare. Normal Dragonborn are, scaled, not made up of what looks like rocks and rubies. In her case, she looks like she is made of ruby. And you can see partially through her dermal layers and see basically like muscle and stuff underneath a little bit. It's mostly silhouetted, and light tends to travel through those dermal layers and gives her an almost glow about her with the molten steel behind her. But with that assumption, you would think that maybe she's like maybe it has something to do with her abilities that also make her breathe fire, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone's ever seen Kali use her breath weapon.
I don't think
you've
you
used it once. I remember
Yeah.
one time.
Like,
Oh yeah, I
like-
used it to
yeah.
destroy rubble at one point, and that was it.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. To help clear, yep, the tower fall. I'll be right back.
All right.
Good, gives us more time to think of plans.
I mean,
Well, I've rolled my dice, as it were.
Okay. What's that?
DC has died.
it was the wine.
All right, we'll do. I'll make sure to describe everything in
Here's
better
your-
detail for you.
Here's just something
Uh-huh.
weird.
Oh, you're
Sorry.
sending me something
All right,
weird.
I'm back.
Come back.
Thank you. Yeah, so that was an action to set the mind link, and then bonus to Bardic Inspiration, and that was a move action. So you also check to see if there's anything that you might know about her as a Dragonborn. We got the results of that, so it should be Saw's turn after the Argonth moves. Are you okay with that, Lumi?
Me?
No, Lumi.
No.
Oh, I mean, am I okay with it? No, but I mean, it's just
Yeah, Argon doesn't have a.
it just is what it is, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If only we could
No.
use slow on the Argonth.
No, I'm not okay with it. Give me more time.
All right. So the Argonth, moving at the 60 miles an hour, cruising on the interstate. It moves within 1,000 feet of Kinrun without showing any signs of slowing or stopping or anything. And we get to Saw's turn, who was asked, or who wanted to go help Celica. Is that correct?
Not quite just yet.
Okay.
Because she asked for what do we do, and no one responded to her.
Gotcha.
So what she's going to do is she can see out of the roof of this thing, yeah?
Not out of the
through the-
roof. No, not through the top. But through the
open hole.
windows. Oh yeah. See, you can see out that way and through the windows. But you,
I can see the sky.
yes.
I'm going to skywrite.
Okay.
I'm going to write evacuate ship crashing.
I just imagine people, they're seeing Argonth getting bigger and bigger. Huh, that's weird. And they look up and they're like, oh, that cloud looks like an E.
That one
V?
looks like a V.
Is that an A or an O? E,
Does a Lyrander ship job to ride it?
evocate. Evocate what? Escape.
They want us to blow it up.
Yes.
Ship crashing with a K.
Ship. All right, so you write evacuate ship crashing.
Yes. And then
It's
I
ship
will-
crashing.
crashing. And then I will come over here and do a check on the symbols and stuff.
Okay.
Ooh, baby. Okay, what am I checking?
Investigation.
Perception or investigation?
Hmm.
That's a flat 18.
Okay.
Better than I did.
Mm-hmm. I would need a history as well.
Okay. I have thieves' can't. I barely ever get to use it as a rogue, so
They would not help in this situation.
all right.
Thieves make the ship.
That is a 19.
All right. You've seen a lot of these before, and it's always been on Cannith-made vessels where you've hauled cargo to before.
Mm-hmm.
It's always on these sort of terminals. Unfortunately, it's still like a foreign language to you. But you do understand what they do. They are lines of what they say are statements that tell the ship what to do if you're putting them in through the button board. But when they're coming up like that, they're reading out what the ship is doing. So on this terminal is statements stating what the ship is currently doing, how things are operating, and all of that. And the button board is where you input new statements or edit and modify statements as you need um, to steer it. It's essentially the steering wheel of the vessel.
So it's kinda like a command line.
The big red button, you've seen before as well, and that is the self-destruct button.
Okay.
Please convey that to the rest of the party.
I see Celica looking at it, and I put my hands over it, like, do not push this! And I will relay as fast as I can. The buttons, you input buttons to tell it what to do, and the screen tells you what it's doing.
Just go boom.
How do we make it stop?
I roll next turn.
Like she just looks at the red button and is just like, this one kills everyone.
Yeah, I'm like constantly holding my hand over it, like, do not touch. I will bite you.
That's a real
So-
threat there.
Kali. You're focusing
Yes.
and you're trying.
to find whatever is preventing me from using what my birthright is effective.
All right. First, I need an investigation check. You're searching yourself.
All right. Where did my dice? There it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and use inspiration because that was a 1.
Okay.
Oh boy. I mean, you do have your bardic inspiration.
That's significantly better. That's a 14. Plus 1 becomes a 15. I think I'm gonna, because it sounds like you're gonna have me do another check. I think I
Yes.
should hold the bardic inspiration for the next.
Yes, I have something else lined up.
Okay, I think 15. Since I only have a plus 1 in the first place, that's about as high as I can really hope for.
Okay. Yeah, it's above average. And that's normally the main DC check is 15 and
Yeah.
20, 25. That's the hard stuff. So you're searching within yourself for this barrier, this block that is preventing you from moving forward and essentially being a better you. And you're trying to figure out how Sidraxir was able to manifest your wings for you. Was it something that was dragon to dragon related? Did he just know and unlock something? But you take yourself back to that feeling of when your wings were first manifested, the pain that was wrought from it as they formed from the crystals in your back and pierced outwards with the muscle and everything forming first, and your crystallization over top of it. And at that,
And the whole time, Akasha's getting all this too because we're mining.
yes, at that point in time, you remember what you felt then. And it feels like you're on the cusp of perhaps being able to do something similar again. You don't know what it's going to do, but you're kind of in this moment hoping beyond hope that it's what you want it to do. So I need a wisdom save.
Okay. That is a nat 20 plus 3. I don't know if I should use the bardic inspiration or not. Because I don't know if there's another check, and I think you only hold it for 1 turn, right, Akasha?
For 10 minutes, you can add it to one ability check,
Okay.
attack roll, or saving throw.
I think I'm going to hold on to the bardic inspiration since that was a nat 20.
Okay. So
So 23.
you feel sudden and sharp pain course through the front of your head, down around your eye sockets, through your sinuses, and in your jaw. It feels like the world's worst toothache, essentially. You take, it would be 9 psychic damage,
All right.
and you begin to convulse as you're meditating. Like you're shaking, shivering, your teeth are chattering, but you feel like something big is about to happen. Lumi,
So I
I
Oh,
need
go
a
ahead.
wisdom save from you as well, as this shock of pain radiates from her to you.
Okay, I have advantage on wisdom save, so
Yes.
good thing too, because I rolled a natural 1.
Oof.
Ooh.
And then I got a 15 plus 1.
All right, so 16. You take 4 psychic damage, so basically half of what she had rounded down. So you take 4 psychic damage as this echoes through your mind link. You see, and only you see this, a flash of a very large red dragon right as the pain hits. It's almost like it swoops at you and goes through your skull as this pain hits. And it kind of like makes you blink a bit and like, what just happened sort of way. But the link is still there, and you kind of understand that you're trying to, with your own psionic abilities, you're trying to help Kali unlock her potential to be able to save Kinrun and in some way divert the Argonth. With that, Kali, that would be the end of your turn.
All right.
Rhiannon.
Alrighty. Tell me, no time to sleep around. Wake up. I use the bone wand of Speak with Dead.
All right. It works. You go ahead and ask your first question. You
Is
feel the
there-
spell.
Cool. Is there an emergency stop for the Argonth?
It will not stop, Rhiannon. You will see.
Speaker, you asshole. So I'm guessing out of character that means, the speaker well and truly took over everyone and everything who could breathe in the crystals.
It's all mine.
Indeed it is, and it'll be all your failure nonetheless.
I have already succeeded.
Perhaps, perhaps not. And I guess no point continuing this because he's just gonna keep jerking himself off, I guess.
All right.
So I'll go back to the bridge.
And those of you who can currently focus on listening heard all of that, of course. But for Akasha, it's like a thing that's happening externally. It's a distant sound. It bleeds into your mind link a bit. You hear it and you get some of the dread, but you're so focused on helping Kali that it's you kind of brush it off. So you're back on the bridge, Rhiannon.
Now I'm thinking.
Yep.
Now I'm thinking. What would it take? I don't think control winds would be enough. Let me just bring it up here. Because if we're moving at 60 miles per hour?
Roughly, yeah. We're blistering across the plains.
So let's open up here. See if I can affect. It's a range of 300, but affects 100 feet square. Thus, you can choose continue blow in a horizontal direction you designate. Downdraft equals a sustained blast of wind to form from the top of a cube. So it pushes everything down. Updraft, the opposite, everything goes up. So I'm thinking perhaps I can push or slightly divert it wouldn't be much because again, it's 100-foot square.
Mm-hmm.
But just enough to either aim for the ends or the tips of Kenrun
Okay.
using gusts.
All right. Is that an attack roll or is it a save?
It says it's a strength save.
Strength save. All right. On my dice, holy crap! I set them down and forgot about them. Come here. Where did they go? There they are. That's the ones I wanted.
What was that?
I just had to get my dice. They were under a napkin.
So the DC, let me just bring it up because the mark does add something to the DC. Let me check my notes.
Yeah, I think it increases it by 1.
Yeah, and the lie random mark as well increases it by 1. So it was with the mark just by itself. It was. Am I getting this is right? Because the spell DC is now 15, so it'd be 16 plus. With from the mark it'd be +1. Then with the lie random mark it'd be another +1, so 17.
All right.
Lie random. Sorry.
That totals to 18. If it's 16 plus 1 plus 1.
Just check. What's my spell DC at? No, yeah, my spell DC inherently right now is 15, so it's 17.
Okay.
Mark was +1, and the lie random was
Yeah.
+1. So.
All right. So it's a 17. You cast the spell with all your might, and you can feel the heat kind of moving in from this molten steel as wind rushes to move the ship some. The ship is steered a bit further back, but as the spell kind of winds down...
Oh, it goes for an hour.
Right, okay, so as the spell is going, you look towards Kinrun and you don't see it moving significantly.
Have to keep trying harder and harder.
All right. The chair's shadow. Beautiful. All right,
Chair is the speaker.
Celica.
Well,
Press the
we've got Kai trying to do a dragon thing. We've got Syria like trying to blow the ship a different direction. And so I was like, "Don't press the button." And I was like, "Okay."
You could hold your turn, and I could make another roll, and go right after me if you wanted to.
You
Or
can't.
if you
No,
want to make a
no,
roll.
he can't because the round ends before it gets back to you.
Yeah, you're on the next turn.
Oh.
All right. This is a shot in the dark because it just suddenly it popped into my mind about it. But I remember when we were in I can't remember the name of the tower. The one in Kenrun, or not Kenrun, in Shan, the first Kenneth Tower, where Ambassador and all that were.
Okay, that's just Kenneth South.
Okay. We had Ambassador like plug it into something.
You mean Doc?
Yeah.
Yes, you witnessed Ambassador Doc.
Is it probably a stupid idea, but is it possible to try and use my arm in a similar way?
You want to
Like
use
jack in?
you want to use your arm to jack into the ship and dock.
RoboCop.
Yeah, I guess stops the ship by telling it to stop with my arm. I don't know. It was a shot in the dark, like I said.
It'd be like R2D2 turning off the trash compactor.
You might
Yeah.
you may certainly try to.
Maybe Harvey put something special in it, you know?
I blow up the ship.
You like she punches the countertop. Doc, damn you!
Sta's just holding her hands up to her face and screaming.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try it. It's like a thing I would try, yeah.
All
Can I
right.
find something like that?
No. You cannot. There's nothing there that makes docking obvious. So, I'm going to very dramatically break out my percentile dice, and I will roll to
I mean,
see
he
if
does
they
have a
beat.
Kenneth-made arm.
To see if they beat the percentage chance that it could possibly happen. Hint: it's 1%. No, that's a 32.
Oh,
So you search high and low. You try various ways of thrusting, fisting, tapping, smacking, and in general just percussive maintenancing the terminal to no avail. You are unable to dock.
oh,
Don't worry, it happens to the best of us.
oh, man.
A shot in the dark is still a shot.
I imagine she's more like Zoolander.
I assume I can't do anything else now.
In the computer. I mean, other than move. No.
All right. That's my turn then.
I use my move action to hit the button. All right, Akasha. Something is happening here. You're seeing this, or feeling this block that she is trying to break through, and I'm suffering severe deja vu right now. You're trying to break through this, and or at least help her. The feeling that you're having is very similar to when you use the Emerald Dream Song to enter dreams. You have that almost, I want to say, magical calm beginning to wash over you, and your surroundings are beginning to dull. Things don't smell as sharp. The sounds aren't as loud. They're muffled. And your vision focuses further on Kali and what she's trying to do. You see her convulsing and struggling to push through with this block. Whatever you do right now, there's one turn left. No pressure.
Okay. Are there 5 of us in here?
Mm-hmm. Don't forget me.
Well, I can't think of like anything I can do other than continuing to try to buff everyone.
Yeah, that's great.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use one of my 4th level spell slots on motivational speech.
Okay.
So that'll be 5 creatures within range that can hear me. Each creature gains, I think in this case they're gonna gain 10 temporary hit points and have advantage on wisdom saving throws. I don't think that attacks really apply here. I don't know if something would be equivalent to an attack in this situation. But if a creature is hit by an attack, it has advantage on the next attack roll it makes. I don't know if that would really apply in this situation. And the spell lasts as long as you have the temporary hit points. So.
Okay.
Gonna do that. And so I think she's, like when you're kind of falling asleep in class or something and like you kind of look like you're zoning out, like she probably looks like that, like her eyes are kind of glazed over. But she's still gonna try to speak through all of that to everyone to motivate them.
I'm motivated.
Sort of like, I know we've only just met, but I have admired you all from afar.
And I do not want to die.
And I do not want any of us to die. And she does believe, and I do believe in miracles. So, anyway, so she's gonna say something along those lines. Try to motivate everyone. Let me see here. I think I am gonna, let me see. Did I kind of see, did Celica get hurt?
Not
Just a little
this
bit.
session, but last session, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still she's a bit damaged.
I think everyone's hurt some.
Yeah.
Mentally.
No, I
Right,
can't
is-
speak of the mental damage. That's obvious.
If we tried to quantify it, it'd be in the negatives already.
Um, let's see.
Nobody knows what it's like to be
Golly already has bardic
Celica.
inspiration on.
Yes.
Can I put bardic inspiration on myself?
I believe so. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's any creature.
Does she count as a creature?
No, it
I
does
think it-
actually say other than yourself.
It says
Okay.
Others.
Okay,
Does it say
I
other
couldn't get to it
creatures?
fast enough. Okay,
Yeah.
so other than yourself.
Okay. I'm gonna. I guess. Let me see. Is Rhiannon in the room?
She's behind you, yeah.
I'm gonna put. Could I tell what's going on with the speaker thing?
You heard the voice. Like I said, it gave you some chills, but it was distant for you.
Okay.
With
I'm
your
gonna put the
focus.
inspiration on to her,
Okay, so Rhiannon gets bardic inspiration.
and then I think can I do like anything else or
That was a
no? I can just move.
yeah, that was a bonus action and an action. So yeah, that's it.
Is there any
If I
skill
can-
check they could make?
I was gonna say like if I could comfort Collie. I mean like she looks like she's
yeah,
in pain.
yeah.
She's
No, that's
convulsing.
a good one to ask. Yeah, persuasion could definitely help here.
Okay. Persuasion.
My mind to your mind.
Stop hurting.
Okay. I rolled an 8, but that is plus 11.
So that's a 19.
No, it's a 10. You can't roll less than a 10.
Oh, true.
that's
it's a
right.
10 plus 11.
So 21. What do you tell her to comfort her, to help her break through this difficult wall, this barrier?
That's kind of what she's been thinking this whole time. I feel strength from you, and I know that whatever you're trying to overcome, you can overcome this. And when I felt your mind, I felt this tremendous power. I know you can do this, and I know you can remain yourself. So I think she's gonna. I guess she'll try to reach out and I mean, that's just like a gentle movement, and I'm like right in front of her, so
Yeah.
she's gonna kind of, do a gentle, like not like she's obviously invading personal bubble, but like a gentle kind of
So,
you know,
Kali,
appropriate touch.
the next save that you make, you'll have advantage on.
Fantastic.
All right, great job. Sa,
All right. I'm going to try to do another investigation. I am looking for anything that would spell or look like a break or stop
okay.
for an input button. I'm gonna inspiration. Oh, okay. That's a 20. Flat 20. Guidance. 23.
Nice.
All right. So you're looking not just at that terminal, but all around the room, essentially, for anything that would say stop. And you're now nearing 500 feet. The walls are essentially right there for how fast
Yeah.
you're going. You search high and low and come to the conclusion that it's through the terminal. It has to be typed in, and it has to be typed in the correct way, or the situation could get further worse if you stop all power, for example, and then it
Right.
lowers and just demolishes all of Kinrun completely.
So it
There,
has to be like top engine or something.
you would have to stop certain things in a certain way, and sadly, you don't know how Kenneth did these statements.
Okay.
So you come to the conclusion that you have to type it in and you have to know the statements.
Okay. Well, the only other thing I can do right now. I mean, I can Misty Step, but that's not gonna do anything.
All right.
Just Misty Step out.
Good luck, y'all. I'm out this bitch. Peace.
Yeet. All right, so I guess the only thing would be
Panic.
that was the speaker. The Sargonth MT. Yeet.
yeah. I can do the same thing that we did. I can get everybody. Well, there's still survivors on the ship, and I don't want to abandon those people. But if I live, then there's a possibility that I can still stay. Okay, so Sa's not gonna see anyone else leaving, so she's not gonna do that. So she's just gonna say, we can't input anything into the terminal unless you know what you're doing. We can't stop this ship through the terminal.
Wow.
That sends a sinking feeling into you guys.
We can do the bird in the bag trick, but I don't think anyone wants to do that. So
You go down trying. That's what you're trying to say.
Yep.
All right. Just a reminder, this is the very last turn before Kinrun says bye-bye.
Can I hold my turn to go concurrently with Akasha?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Just for drama's sake, since Akasha's at the end of the turn order anyways.
All right. So I've moved you back there. You see Rhiannon, you see them focused. You don't know exactly what they're doing, but you do see Akasha. Looks like she's consoling this convulsing Kali. What do you do,
Very cool.
Rhiannon?
What would it take to keep using control winds but use updraft? With updraft, a creature can jump 10 feet higher. But I think Rhiannon wants to pull out all the stops for this. What would it take? Rolls, anything, to at least try either jump ramp it,
Mhm.
give it a bit more clearance above Kenrun,
Mm-hmm.
because obviously pushing in a direction is not working.
Mm-hmm.
What would it take to at least lift it a little bit more?
Well, definitely an incredible feat of magical strength.
Yeah.
Normally, you use persuasion to control the elementals of the airships that you pilot. That won't help in this case. This is your raw magical ability, and you're lucky that it's in your strong suit, of course. Wind and lightning are you. I will allow you to make an Arcana check first.
Okay. And she's probably going to be in the depths of her mind, like pleading, or not pleading, but whispering out or calling out to Stormsong's child.
Yes, the
If you-
soul
if
within
you've
you.
been- Yeah, if you've been sat here watching this, the good ride is over. I actually need you to do something now.
Mhm.
So Arcana.
Oh, we each have a D8.
Oh yeah, is it Bardic Inspirations the DA?
Yes.
Yeah.
Could I have added that to my roll?
It would not have made a difference. You
Okay,
found
never
with basically conclusive evidence that that's the only way to stop it, the way you want to
Okay.
stop it.
Okay.
So,
You have advantage on wisdom saving throws, and you have extra 10 hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I got a 17 plus 7, so it's 24 total, and I'm gonna roll the DA. Or should I save it? What do you think?
I would say use it now because you're trying to tap into your power. Yeah.
1d8.
You pull out all the stops on this turn.
Can I
Let's see.
I'm sorry, let me whisper you.
So it's a 32 total.
Something flashes forth within you. Energy begins to crackle around you, static at first, and then small Tesla coil style arcs touching the metal on the ground. Those of you that have hair in the room, it begins to kind of rise as the room fills with charged energy. And I'm going to make a quick roll here. Alright. That's a pretty dang good roll. It very suddenly dissipates, and that gust of wind that she's been controlling kind of maneuvers under the ship and begins to, you can feel it kind of leaning upwards, and you see the angle kind of from the outside, you see Kinrun kind of go downwards, essentially. The ship is moving, and you feel this power coursing through you, but at the current rate, it might not be enough. It could come within a hair's breadth of being enough, or it could just, still basically be only the difference of an inch and still demolish most of Kenrun. But you're still trying your best. It might be enough, but we won't know this very moment.
Yeah, fair enough. I suppose if you can still talk, she'll just like glance quickly at Kali, and Akasha's like, "What are you doing? Do it quick!" And she's like,
Okay, and a clarification that Sa is basically facing her potential death. She moves
Yes.
to look out and meet her demise head on.
Titanicing it.
Yeah, she's meeting her demise head on. If you're gonna Titanic it, there's got to be some propellers here somewhere, so that way you can ping off of them. That's fine, Guts. We'll get there when we get there. That puts it at your turn. Do you want to hold till after Akasha? So in case their thing doesn't work, then you can do that. It'll give you time to think about it as well.
Yeah, alright, I'll do that.
Okay. I'll move you after
Oh
Akasha.
Lord, what is he
I
planning?
know what he's thinking.
Oh no.
I know what he's thinking.
So if that doesn't light a fire under you, Kali.
This fills the Kali with grim determination.
"Stop self-doubt. You can do it. If you self-doubt, everything explodes."
Kasa, you stopped guarding the button.
Yep.
Oh no.
Why do you? Hey, you don't think I'm big braining this as a stupid character?
All right. You are.
Well, you gotta tell me what to do here.
Yes.
'cause
You are doing your best to unlock this. It's going to take several consecutive saves and checks.
All right.
Let's begin with investigation, as you're still searching for the way to unlock this barrier.
Okay, well, my dice is liking me tonight. That's a nat 20 for a 21.
Hey.
You find what looks to be like very old draconic symbols, and you're forming some sort of, I guess, symbology in your mind of this is behind a locked door almost. So you begin to see this door and these ancient draconic symbols, and they wrap the door, they cover it, and you feel like if you could just, unwrap it, if you could pull these symbols away, these things that are binding the door, then you would be able to unlock your potential. Do you try to do that? Do you try to unwrap the gift?
Kali's absolutely determined to see this through. Though Akasha definitely gets since they're basically mind meld at this point. It's less telepathy and more of just
Sharing vision. somewhat.
Kali's own thoughts
Yeah.
of knowing there's going to be some consequence to this.
Yes.
But Kali is determined to see it through regardless of the consequence to herself.
All right. So the first one, the first wave that hits you is an attack on your mind. You realize that these runes, these draconic runes, are warded. They are protected. And you trigger essentially the first quote-unquote trap by reaching out to unbind them. So I need an intelligence save.
All right, that is a 15 plus 1. I've got the Bardic Inspiration, but I think I'm going to keep it.
All right. That's enough to make that initial save, but you do take half damage at 9. And that is psychic damage, of course.
And that comes out of my temporary HP, so I only have one of those left.
Yes. But you push through with your grim determination and with Akasha's motivation. And the first strand of runes comes off the door. And
So at
as
this point, do I realize that I'm not going to be able to get through them all by myself, and then I need Akasha to start destroying them too?
I was just getting there, yes. You now understand by pulling this strand away, you basically only have time for 2 more, and there's 6 there.
So she sort of like mentally holds her other hand out, trying to get Akasha's assistance.
Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna immediately respond to that.
Rip and tear.
Yeah.
And you obviously would already know to be bracing that these are dangerous.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
spicy.
reach out for the next one, and fire sears through the palm of your hand. I need a dexterity save for you to pull it quickly enough and not suffer the consequences.
Me or Akasha?
You.
Okay.
She'll make hers on her turn.
Okay, so that's an 8 plus a 2, so I'm going to go ahead and use my Bardic Inspiration now.
You had advantage on your next save,
Oh, that's right. I
and you
forgot.
didn't need to use it the last time, so
Okay.
yeah,
So then it's a 14 plus 2 for a 16.
fantastic. So that will be half damage as well. So you pull away, and I rolled low. You take half damage, which is 1.
All right. Temporary HP gone.
Yes, which means you lose the advantage on the wisdom saves.
Oh, is that how that works?
For that,
Yeah, unfortunately.
yeah, for that. So as long as you have the temp hit
Oh.
points, yes.
Oh, interesting.
So you've ripped through 2. Now I'm giving you a choice between 4. There's one around the top, there's one going diagonally, there's one around the middle, and there's one at the bottom. Which do you choose?
Kali knows some ancient draconic,
Mm-hmm.
and Kali also knows that she's still fairly hardy.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to look for the most dangerous or imposing looking.
Okay. Based off of what she has been studying over the past, couple months for Ancient Draconic, I'm going to say that with confidence you can put together the basic word that these runes seem to form, or at least a keyword from them. So your studying is paying off. The top one shows frost or ice. The diagonal one doesn't come to you right away. The middle one shows storms, or perhaps energy. And the bottom one is the draconic word for magic or arcane. And you look
Kali's going to go after that one.
well, you look at the middle one because, again, I said you
Okay.
couldn't quite make that one out, but you focus on the middle one, and it says death or die.
Oh.
That's
concerning.
Uh,
Refuse death.
Kali's going after that one. Then she's not gonna let Akasha do that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Just refuse to die.
It's
And
essentially
Kali's
just
definitely
that.
bracing herself for it. I mean, whatever good it will do.
You reach out for it, and I need a Constitution save.
All right, so there's a 16 plus 2, and I'm going to, because it says die, go ahead and use the Bardic Inspiration. 'Cause I don't
Get that
trust an
20.
18 on that.
Yeah, get that 20.
So that's plus 7, so I got a 25.
Nice.
You reach out, and we'll get to the result whenever we finish Akasha's.
Alright.
Oh!
Oh,
Akasha,
So I would've
she's reaching
heard
out.
kind of, yeah.
Yes, and you see her pulling this strand away, and it's coming away, but she seems to wane and weaken and almost begin to slump over as she holds on to this strand. It's successfully pulled away, but something very dangerous is happening to her, and you feel her life force fading. But there's 3 more, essentially, banners, these rune threads, to peel away from the door. There's the frost, there's the storm, and there's the arcane. You know, as Kali's kind of, you feeling her fade, she's kind of sending you, you have to pull those things. This is, essentially the only way. So, what do you do? Do you try to focus more on saving Kali, or do you try to help her take this barrier down?
I feel like let me see. Would I know? I mean, one of the languages I'd actually know is Draconic.
Right.
From that's not ancient Draconic, but from like school and kind of know just magic.
With your
mumbo
mind
jumbo.
link, you know what she read.
Right. Okay.
So you know which one is which.
I guess logically speaking, again in like this instant, does it seem like, ripping off the rest of the caution tape is gonna, I don't know. I mean, I think that like in characterly, she's like your dying wish is to rip off the caution tape, so I'm gonna help you.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm just wondering, like, also if there's any part of her that is kind of like, is this gonna do anything helpful? Like,
You feel like Kali believes with all her might that this is the only remaining way.
yeah, okay. So all that is happening in like a very ADHD rapid fire, lighting one thought after another in Akasha's mind. So she's gonna go ahead and go for the first one that she can reach, I guess.
Okay, so that would be the middle one. So that's the storm one. So I need a dexterity save.
Okay. I rolled an 11 plus 5.
Nice.
All right, so a 16, which will be half damage, and this is lightning damage, and it does physically manifest. So you guys see her get basically, you see crackles of energy come off of Akasha. You take half damage, which is 6 lightning damage, leaving Frost and Arcane, the top and the bottom.
She's gonna go for Frost.
All right. That is going to take a mind wisdom there. Wisdom
Okay,
save.
mind save.
Yes.
Oh no! I just realized something.
That was a 9 plus 1. I have advantage though, so I'm gonna.
Mhm.
Oh, that was even worse. Okay, we're gonna go with the 9 plus 1.
All right, so a 10. So we take full damage on this, and this is frost damage.
Uh-oh.
Her hands begin to frost over.
They're like trembling.
Yeah, that's 15 frost damage.
Oof.
So trembling cold hands. There's only one more remaining.
She's gonna go for it.
All right, a strength save.
Oh boy!
Yeah, you peel this one away, and it basically blasts you back.
I got a 16 minus 1.
Oh, that's a 15.
Not
That's
bad.
good. that's pretty
Yeah, it
good.
could have been way worse.
That could have been way worse. Yeah. So as you take that final thread, an arcane blast sends you flying back. You take half damage, which is 6 force damage, and you're knocked back. Basically blasted on your butt, and in reality, that happens as well. You kind of fall on your butt as the door bursts open. And as that does so, let's do one of these things real quick.
Do I still have a bonus action?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Because as that door bursts open, there's a sudden blast of psychic energy. And it emanates from Kali.
See, Saw got punted out of the ship.
Basically.
Oh no, wait, there she is.
She and the fire. This blast is more powerful than anything you guys have ever felt before. It is thought destroying. Begone, thought. It essentially sears through your mind, and the energy in the ship begins to crackle and fade, and the last thing that you see is Kali's wings grow significantly, and her form begins to grow, and you black out. The last thing you hear is Yagith's voice, and all of you hear this. Distant, but there before you fade into unconsciousness. And don't worry, I will copy this over for you guys.
Saw's never met Mountain Man, so this is gonna be weird.
Yeah.
Rocket.
So shall the Sky Seer see everlasting dark and warn the raging fire. In the land of monsters rise a new desire. She casts a sky with stolen power, and what is binding enters its final hour.
Is he good dying?
And you're unconscious. Let me take this.
Like not having music.
All right. Before we get to the waking up part, we're going to take a quick break. Get drinks. Get drinks
Why?
and all of that. And
Leave us in
settle in for the next
Oh,
act
no.
of tonight.
Alrighty.
I'll be right back.
Be right
Alright.
back.
Good, because I have to go to the potty.
jug. Okay.
Yeah, I got half a coffee cup of it.
I was here. I was just writing. Well, it's a thing to read right now.
Oh my gosh, I turned around and there's text.
Carly had a really, really big ego death after taking some of Joe Rogan's advice DMT.
Exactly.
I'm sure Shepard's death was more of like a crunch crunch instead of a rip rip.
It's like that. It's like that scene from Futurama where that robot says, which is like, oh dear, oh my.
Yeah.
Well, Kali was more wondering if, because of the fact that Shepard's soul sort of
Oh,
merged
yeah.
into
I was
Draxter, if it
joking.
was completely different. That's how he went from imperfect Draxter to perfect Draxter.
Now his ultra holy instincts Draxter.
I was tempted to have Shepard make noise when she was getting munched, but I was like, no, she would try to not make her friends feel anything.
Honestly, that made it worse for Kali.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it made it just so much more surreal in that way that you could almost believe it didn't happen.
Yeah. Very nice. Not really.
Yep.
Good is subjective.
Ready to go, but yeah, good. I don't know.
All right.
I am prepared for whatever may come.
All right. So we're back.
Just
And
goes back live. Kali's little bouncy thing is completely gone. Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Uh-oh.
so Sa, Rhiannon, and Celica. You guys wake up around the same time in the inn in Kenrun. And
I'm still here.
let me pull us over to it, actually.
Everything is still downloading and loading for me.
Yes, don't worry. I will describe for you.
No, I'll just go over to the Shy's computer and look at it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that too.
whenever.
Uh,
They'll be able to hear you. I could put my well, can't use my headset, but yeah, come see.
let me actually. Sorry. Let me grab the. Where'd it go? Oh, right furniture. Duh.
Huh? Oh yeah. Here, hang on. See if we can hear that.
Speaker maybe.
Tony, say something.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay.
good.
Yeah, we can both hear now.
Okay. Yeah, just gotta grab the tokens for you guys. So we got Celica, we got Rhiannon, and we got Sa. I'm not gonna bother putting you guys in the knockdown position because we don't really need to. And
Just
pull everybody over here.
whoa.
So we're in the inn, the same one that Saya had been at and everything there in Kenrun. and you guys have fared better. You guys are all. Let me actually
Yeah, I can't see our
tell the
tokens.
damage. You can't see the tokens?
Mm-mm.
I can.
You should be able to double click on Saw and
Yeah.
it'll teleport you there.
There we are. I had it too low.
Sa, you're at 4 hit points. Celica, you're at 2 hit points.
Huh.
Rhiannon, you're at 1 hit point.
He's gonna go change it. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll just do it from here.
All right. Yeah, now that you saw it, that's the main thing. Now you saw it. So you're in the hallway of the inn, and while I don't have them open right now, the doors are all open, and these aren't the only beds lining the hallway. It's become a triage. The tables have been turned into beds. There's people moaning and groaning all around. You three feel terrible, and you look around for Akasha and for Callie, and you don't see them. You are very heavily injured, but definitely able to move around, though it's painful. You're bandaged up all over. Some of you are, bandaged around the head. Others are, around the abdomen or legs. It's pretty gnarly. Things are not in a rush, however. It's not like they are bringing people constantly into the inn. It seems like people are here recovering. This is not the, I guess, triage. This isn't where they're dealing with the most gruesome or grievous of injuries.
Can I do a medicine check on myself to see how old these injuries are?
Yeah.
Nat 20, 24.
Okay.
To see if how many days we've been knocked out or anything.
Right. Let me double check. I forgot that I can't do it on my main computer. I have to do it on the side one here.
Oh, right.
Oops. And it is.
And I know that you're still describing things, but I had one other question after this.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so it has been at least 2 days.
Okay. My other question is the other people
Yeah.
around in the beds.
Yeah.
Do they look like they were members of the Argonth?
You're looking around, and most of the people here are in small clothes. You guys aren't wearing what you
Okay.
were wearing, so it's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell then.
They could have been. It could be survivors of whatever happened here in Kinrun. You're still not wholly sure on what happened. And Celica and Rhiannon, you can cut in at any time as well if there's something
Yeah.
you guys want to do.
I wanted to ask, would Cohen still be out and about? Could I find out from him what happened?
No, he would have been unsummoned at this point.
Okay.
Oh man, that means
If
even
I see
Shade will be gone
Rhiannon
as well
and
then.
Celica,
Yes, yeah, they have to be
okay.
resummoned.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna take a sip of the 2d6 healing potion.
Well, you have to find it. You don't have it currently.
Yeah, we're in skivvies.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
you're all bandaged up. You're
We're doing a damage character sequence.
We
Cinematic
don't have our
parallel.
armor or anything.
right.
I still have my arm, right? That's not
Yes, yeah. No, they didn't
Okay.
remove that. Like, we gotta undress him. Make sure to take off the arm.
No
Someone get the
armor.
screwdriver. We gotta get this thing out.
No, that thing is attached to your nerves. Remember?
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's like
Yeah.
someone stole it.
Yeah,
But just like
no,
my other arm.
that's why you're so low of hit points. You didn't really take any damage. They just ripped your arm out.
Yeah.
In that case,
Uh,
I'm gonna try get out of bed. Like
Yeah,
cover
so
myself
it's
with a sheet or something.
it's groggy, slow process at first, kind of dizzy.
Yeah. And when I see them wake up, I'm just gonna hold up 2 fingers and be like, 2 days we've been down. And I will attempt to get up as well.
All
2
right.
days too long.
So around the time that you two are getting up, Celica, what are you doing? You see them moving.
Well,
Wakey, wakey, time for school.
well, because I don't know where Kali or Akasha are, I do want to see if I can try and find them. So I guess I'll try and get up myself.
All right. Yeah. So it's, again, groggy, slow process. You're hurting everywhere. You basically feel like you've been thrown out of building, hit the ground, and then picked up and thrown out of building a second time.
Wait, Celica still has their sword around them, right?
No.
Okay, so you're not dead. That's good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could just summon it,
Ye-
but
Yeah. You can feel the link there.
okay.
Yeah. It's nothing dangerous or anything to worry about that.
What
Um,
would that?
because
you go.
because Celica is quite worried about her friends. Can she do second wind?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. You definitely had a long rest.
I mean, I never used it anyway. That's great.
Yeah.
I just need to figure out which one's a D10. I think I'll just roll the ones in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
D10. All right, so it's a 9 plus 8. So bigger number. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Very good.
Yay, finger counting works.
All right. So you kind of take a deep breath in and get yourself on your feet. And you notice that Sa and Rhiannon are doing the same thing. And about this time, somebody covered in essentially dirty apron, definitely blood, and it's dried at this point in time. She's making rounds here on the second floor. And she sees the three of you standing up, and she's like, "No, no, no! You need to sit. You need rest."
We need to know what's going on.
The Argonth, it was coming at us, and we saw these words appear in the sky saying evacuate, that it was crashing. There was chaos, but all of the sudden, this creature emerged from the front of it and somehow pushed the Argonth away, and it crashed down, towards the old ruins in the east. It went out that way, and it looked like it exploded. It didn't go that far, but that's where it went toward. So we got everybody we could to gather up survivors. There's people still searching. We're using the inn here as recovery, um, for those of the survivors that aren't still suffering grievously. You you two look familiar, and I think I've seen you around. But you two, you're part of Skyfire, right?
We are.
Okay. Do you were you traveling you with a dragonborn?
We were.
Yes.
Okay. We found them and another woman in the, I guess, pilot area of the vessel. Well, of the front half. It's in multiple pieces now.
Man's just gonna raise her hand and
And
interrupt and say, "Take us to him."
we we have bad news there.
Just
What?
show us, don't tell us. Start walking.
Okay. Follow me. And she has you follow out and can run. You somebody's got static going on.
Yeah, I hear it too.
Oh, it's PC? Is it?
Yeah. Oh, no, stop.
Yeah,
Yep.
this microphone gets weird feedback
Okay.
through Discord.
And she takes you basically across the street, out back behind the church. And that's where you hear the most groaning is in the church. Um, you're taken out beyond that, out to where they do most of their archery training, which is here. And there are lots of sheets covering what look like bodies. And she walks you over towards the back portion of what looks basically this massive resting place. And let me grab them. Hey, sorry. She uncovers two sheets, revealing the bodies of Akasha and Kali.
Oh, who has 2 diamonds?
Oh,
Oh,
no. And they're absolute stone cold dead.
You can
Can't
medicine
do
check.
Yeah.
yeah, I can help with that.
I got a +5, but I am proficient in it. What are you?
Okay, I'm proficient, but a +4. So go ahead, I'll aid you.
Yes, that's going to be with advantage.
And that's 18. I'll try again, see if I can get higher. No, got a 17, so I'm going with the 18. 18 +5.
All right.
So that's
23.
You could guidance.
Yeah, we'll do guidance as well.
Yeah. Roll another d4.
Is that still on?
No, but she can cast it quickly.
4.
Ah,
So you're inspecting them. That's over 25. Okay, so you're, checking polls, all that kind of stuff. And, Akasha's not ice cold to the touch, but she's, cold. And so is Kali. Kali's stones that are normally floating above her head are laying next to her.
Rip.
But as you're checking for a pulse, you feel something faint. Just a very minute thump from each of them. So we're going to go over to them and bring us over to a different board.
Oh my goodness.
Nobody told me my floaty horns break when I'm down.
No, they're just tired and lying down.
You don't pick them up in the
Yeah.
morning and put them in?
No.
You gotta charge them overnight.
My horns are falling and they can't get up.
Does anybody have an adapter for floaty horns? This place sucks. Shard always had adapters.
You need one of those multi-travel travel charge adapters.
I was gonna
Just-
say, as soon as we feel pulses, I'm like picking up their bodies and bringing them back into the church.
you could just feed them berries. That'll bring them back.
Yeah, just shove a berry in there.
So Kali and Akasha. After that searing blast happens,
Oh, you're in limbo.
you both are, essentially blasted back and black out. And as you wake up together, well, Kali, there's just an endless expanse before you of gray, flat land. There's no singular light source. It seems to just kind of emanate and somewhat reflect off of the land. Akasha, would you describe your spirit for us?
What form will he take? I'm trying to think. Actually, out of characterly, do you think that she would have seen his like full-on Corey self ever?
No, he would have presented himself in a form that is more friendly to the eyes.
Okay,
So,
in that case,
Man, it's a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I'm gonna say he is like gonna look like an unnaturally tall humanoid person who could be like a sibling to Akasha. Um, and he is gonna have um very long silvery hair. Um, and his eyes are gonna be almost the irises of his eyes are almost colorless. So they're like so pale it's almost white. But definitely there is definitely like an iris present in his eye. Um, and he's just gonna be dressed in like I kind of like a monk's robes, like as in like a temple monk, like looking very stoic.
okay. So, this is a stranger to you, Kali, that you are waking up with in this endless, formless expanse.
So I think the first thing Kali does is look to see if she has her ring.
No.
Who are you?
Oh, I have to come up with a voice for him.
Well, that's kind of up to you.
Italian always works.
What do you mean? It's a me.
Claudio.
He's just gonna say, "Call me Kadir."
And why are you here with me? Wherever this. What?
You were a companion of Akasha, correct?
Yes. It feels like that was just seconds ago and yet eons.
He is the one with whom I am bound.
I don't think Kali would understand this. Like, Kali knows of Kalashtar and knows enough that they have mind powers and have stuff to do with dreams, but I don't think she would have any idea about this, right?
Probably not much, no.
Okay. Bound as in Akasha ensorcelled you? Or
How much would he, out of characterly, how much is he
trapped
gonna
you?
reveal of like their whole thing?
He could probably explain. I mean, I can say it for you if you want. That basically, he is a spirit that is passed through the family. So currently, he's bound to Akasha, and whenever she has children, he may end up passing on to them.
Akasha yet live?
He could say that if he is here, then this would mean she's at least barely alive still. But time here passes both instantly and not at all. So she could be on the verge of death. The connection to her is certainly weak, very faint.
So we're in like Schrodinger's void.
Yeah.
Do you reveal that to Kali?
Oh, certainly.
Kali, makes the motion as if taking in a deep breath and letting loose a sigh of relief.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I don't believe that's something that's possible here because I don't think Kali actually breathes wherever this is.
Yeah, you make the motions. It
Yeah, it's
definitely
just the
it just
familiar
feels kind
motion.
of it feels very weak, almost putty like, but you still can do it. It just you don't get the normal satisfaction of
Satisfaction of
reality.
Yeah.
breathing.
Yeah.
Then, whatever else, something someone did work. Is there some way out of here, or is this just all there is now?
So
Spiritually, what would he know?
yeah, in this case, it would be a matter of it's up to Kali to determine that. But he would certainly be there to guide her through whatever this is. He would also be able to relay, since he's been passed on through the generations, that this is dying. This is what death is like. And sometimes he can help the person find their way back to life. But only that's only happened a few times.
I would imagine that would only happen if they, had a strong will as well.
Yes. And he may relay this, but it's up to you.
Yeah.
But he has made it clear that he passed on to Akasha when she was, extremely young, because her mother almost died during childbirth, and she was one of the ones who made it back. She had an extremely strong will to survive and see her baby.
I love this lore.
But he again, he's made it clear now that she's an adult. And so he in passing on, he helped her mother forward and promised that he would look over Akasha.
So, Lumi, how much of this do you reveal to Kali?
Oh, I think that he has no reservations.
Yeah, from what
Sharing
you've
that
described,
information.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's
the
he's
type of person he
very
is.
he's very informative, very
He's a talker.
no. He's stoic and more like Spock.
Gotcha.
He very
Well,
very Vulcan way about him.
if you say that there is a way, then I can provide the will. I do not
Then let
want.
us work together.
Agreed. I do not want those left behind to get the advantage over my companions due to my absence.
So then we walk. And in doing so, we will cut back to the players that are in the realm of the living.
Yes. I just picked them up like two beer kegs.
So you make it clear that they're still alive,
Yeah.
and only just barely. Like, you could very easily see, why they would have been thought dead.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just like walking in
If
the church and just like laying them
if
anywhere that I can. That's nice.
if
And
you hadn't have checked them for so long, for several minutes, you would not have felt that 1 week pulse.
jeez, nice.
You go into church and you see Church there, and
Hey.
I don't know
he's
church.
yeah you see this Warforged. He's covered in gore, essentially. You see people who've been amputated. You see people that are dead and dying. You see people being hauled from the distance. I should have described the what you saw on the outside as well first.
Yeah.
Outside, there were two huge plumes of smoke and things still like sparking with lightning and explosions still happening, even though this is 2 days later, and they're still hauling survivors in. They make it clear like that's their number one thing, is that they're getting anybody that they possibly can, because Argonne didn't just house military people, it housed their families too. This
Right.
was a
Right.
military base. So they're saving anybody that they can. Church
Then
sees you and the party walking in with Kali and Akasha, and he points to a spot on the floor that was just recently mopped up, essentially, and he's just pointing for you to lay them down there. You overhear somebody talking about how frustrating it is that they can't tell who has died from starvation and who has died from this impact, but they're pulling every body out that they can get to, and they're losing people. Kinrun is losing people trying to save people.
Alright, so Sa is immediately going to switch into her job mode. She's a salvager. She knows what to do in this situation, so she's going to start instructing people on the proper way for rescue, basically. And she's going to help with them. She's gonna tell Rhiannon and Celica, I'm sorry, I have to do this. And
Yeah,
she's going
Rhiannon's
to
not gonna
help with
stop
the
you.
salvage.
Okay.
Yeah, Rhiannon ain't gonna stop you there. She's gonna say, just do what you need to do.
All right. So you run out and you begin running toward the Argonth, or the pieces of the Argonth. It's two giant crashed halves, essentially. You hear something in the distance that's very eerie and disturbing. Screams. People begin to wail, and it starts from the Argonth and works its way through Kinrun to you. You suddenly are racked with pain. And, it's startling. You are almost dead still.
Yeah.
You're grievously injured. And it brings you to your knees. And you begin to scream. Then it gets to the church. And the whole church echoes in agony. Rhiannon, Celica, this affects you too. Brought to your knees in pain. Church even falls. Everybody is affected, and it moves outward. You are given visions, vivid visions of lightning striking and crackling and fire and destruction. The landscape around you is this hellscape of an inferno. Fire erupting, lightning striking, ground quaking, sheer winds tearing across the land, and you hear these haunting roars echoing from above. And above, in this cloudscape, this ruinous cloudscape, light from the fires below illuminate two dragons that are gnashing at each other, basically falling all the way to the ground, slamming into the ground, breathing, fire and lightning at each other constantly. And they have a translucent sheen to them, one that's very vivid and deep blue, and the other that's the same color as Kali. You watch them fight for what feels like forever, but it's not, because in the next instance, you are confusedly brought back to reality as people are suffering. Their pain, their constant screaming here in the church, it's mind numbing. And you look down and you see Kali and you see Akasha there. Rhiannon and Celica, what do you do?
Oh shit. Oh. Obviously, we don't have our stuff, so no health potions. So let's run off. Do I need to make another medicine check, or?
Not on them, no. Unless you're going to try and help with triage.
Hmm. I think Rhiannon wants to get them awake first, so she's gonna go to church and tell them. No, these two, they're still very much alive. Need potions if you can spare any for them.
We've used all of our potions, and I am at my limit for curing magically. We have
Then,
had to resort to mundane. Are they bleeding out?
yeah, out of character. I don't think they were they? They're
No, there's
just
no
stone
visible
cold.
injury, yeah.
In that case, she's gonna ask where her stuff is.
It
If she has healing potions.
should be in the inn, though you'll have to dig through many things to get to it.
Alright, she'll tell
If
Celica that.
they are not bleeding out, please take them with you. We need
Oof.
the space.
Alright, well, we need the strong arms to carry them out.
All right,
Cel-
Celica.
Celica?
Yeah.
All right.
Without a word, she'll just pick them up and take them.
All right, so picks them up.
Yeah, Seb, I had six of them? Yeah.
But I don't know if they left Kali's stuff on since they just thought she was dead.
No, everything that they could
That they could use,
scavenge.
they took.
Okay,
Yes.
so they did take the stuff off of Kali.
Yes.
Does Kali
If
still have her ring
you're-
on?
Yes.
Okay.
If your potions were in bags, they have already been used.
They would have been then. So I'll remove them from inventory.
So, as you two get over and begin searching, if your potions were also in bags, they have been used to save people.
Alright, then in that case, my second backup was the healing one that we got made out of the manticore
Mhm.
claw or spine.
Yeah, so it has a few charges left.
Yep. So I'll rifle around for that one first.
Okay.
Need me to do a check or anything?
No. You're able to find it. You found your
Alright,
stuff.
cool.
You get the wand.
Yay, stuff back. Minus potions. Even the hill giant strength potions?
Yeah, if it wasn't a healing potion, they didn't need it.
Okay, cool. At least I got those. Alright, so yeah, I'll use the first two charges on Kali and Akasha.
All right. So make the roll for each of them to see how much they get
Sorry.
back.
It ain't much, but it's something. So first one. So that's 8. Let's say that's for Kali. And 6 for Akasha.
All right. We will cut over to them. Give me just a second.
I use heal giant strength to flex him back into life.
So, Kali,
Did he say his name, by the way? I forget.
Yes, his name is Kadir. I can type that in.
Please do.
all right.
Kadir. Okay.
So,
Kadir, I take it that since Akasha does not appear to be here, that she is still more in the realm of the living than I.
possibly.
Out of characterly, an interesting observation.
It's a possibility, but he said that the link to Akasha was very, very weak. So,
But if she were here in this realm, it would be stronger, wouldn't it?
she would not be able to get in this realm while I am in this realm. We cannot
Ah,
be together.
I understand.
She can sometimes see him, but not in normal means. They can't directly communicate with each other.
Is there any way for you to bolster her or aid her that you are not already doing? Anything that I am taking away from you?
So for him, he's already doing everything he can do, but we're in Kali's consciousness at the moment, or what's
so
left of it.
As far as Kali is aware, she's in like an in-between death realm, so she doesn't understand that she's in her own mind.
Yeah, and by making that known, he also says that
Oh, okay.
it's not really any different. The realm that connects dying, living, and dreams is essentially all one and the same. The astral sea permeates and bleeds through. But you're kind of interrupted in your thoughts as a very large yet alarmingly familiar figure forms.
All right. I will note we are on the waiting on GM screen at the moment.
Yes.
Okay.
You see
Oh,
the broken fragments of a dimly flickering sovereign host mask.
This brings up an interesting point. Does Kali look like she did on the bridge of the Argonth, or does Kali look like she did at the beginning of the adventure, or does Kali just look
She
like if she looks at herself?
she looks like if she looks at herself.
Okay, so she has effectively like the look of the Biesk armor and the things.
Yes. So you see this shadowy form of Shepherd approaching. And it's doing so with alarming pace. And Kadir says that this is one of your trials. It seems something from your past must be overcome. The mace of shepherds unclinks, and we roll initiative.
oh.
Well, this is problematic.
And
Do it,
I'm
Kali.
almost tempted not to roll and just due to Kali's like shock at it, because if this
Yeah.
is a mental realm,
Ooh.
like the idea that Kali, she would never have thought that this is something she had to overcome. She thinks that this is a helpful, motivating type of thing that she's carrying with her. Obviously, out of character, I understand it's not.
Yeah.
But she would not see that.
right.
So I don't even know if I should roll initiative. I think I should just lose to Shepard's initiative.
All right.
Personally,
Yeah, you can always willingly fail.
Yeah. And will saves are always a thing, like to determine what you do if you can't decide.
I think all she would manage to do at first is just say, "But I don't understand." And then it would be Shepard's turn.
I love this tune.
Kasha,
Feel
can you
really
roll
good.
initiative?
Oh yeah, yeah. Certainly.
Should I
I
consider
rolled a
myself as
19
having?
plus
Okay.
3.
Yeah, just consider it all normal.
So I should consider as if I've had a long rest, so I have my abilities and things back.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was completely tapped earlier.
Yeah. What was it, Akasha?
It was a 19 plus 3.
So it's going to be the Shadow Shepherd, Akasha, then Callie. Get my dice out. Does a 29 AC hit?
Just barely. You just made it through.
Only barely. So Shepherd's Mace comes flying at you. You are hit for 15 bludgeoning damage,
So
And
I
I need-
take half.
and I need a strength save.
Okay. So I take half bludgeoning because I'm
Yes.
resistant to bludgeoning.
Yes.
I could just see it like,
Save.
oh hi Shepard.
Boof!
19 minus 1. So an 18.
You remain standing, though you are pushed 5 feet to the right. I should have had this here.
Okay.
This is the standard reach for it. Right there, and right here.
So like, yeah, Kali's just so stunned, like she sees it coming at her and it just nails into her, but she manages to dig her claws in and hold her.
When it
steady.
hits, it passes through you somewhat because of this shadowy visage of it. So you feel the full impact of it, but the image goes through and out the other side, basically. And
That's cool.
it begins coming back as the second attack is rolled.
What are my reactions? I forget.
That's a 23 to hit.
Oh god.
That'll hit.
All right.
You guys forget Shepard's a war cleric, so be
Then-
careful.
Don't you
I
have
didn't
shield?
forget.
12.
I do, but I've
12
only got a
bludgeoning.
15 AC normally.
Oh.
12 bludgeoning, so I
Yeah,
take
so 6. Mhm.
Okay.
And you hear in very broken, almost robotic forms, a gasped, "Save them." And it goes to Kadir's turn.
Alrighty. So I guess he would have the same abilities as Akasha?
Yes. Yeah, share character sheet for that.
Since he has more of like a knowledge of sort of being in like an in-between plane,
Mhm.
kind of what insight would he have into this situation, I guess? How would I find that out?
When it
Yeah, I
comes
would also
to
say- oh, sorry.
physical conflict, mind over matter. Sometimes, if the mind is strong enough of the person that is hosting this in between place, they can alter it. They can give form to the formless or tilt things in their favor. But it is a very draining feat of mental strength to do.
I would say that like Kali's body language as well is just so blatantly obvious that Kali does not want to fight. Like it's something that is so obvious from just the way she's standing. Like she's not readied in a combat stance. She just still looks not stunned, but more like she wishes there was anything in front of her but this to fight.
Kadir's insight here would be that she must overcome this or die. This
Is
is
it
but
like
the first
her inner
of
demon, sort of? Like,
somewhat, yes. This
Yeah,
is
of, like,
a
the
block that she
historical-
has to get through.
Like-
Something that holds her down. you see this shadowy form, Kadir does, as literally the shadow of whoever this was looming over Kali. So it's metaphorical given a tangible form.
I am going to have, Kadir kind of relay as much of this information as he can in the sense of, you must overcome this
Yeah.
to be able to leave this realm with your life. And then. Let me see
You want
here.
me to fight her?
From those hits, I don't think it's possible for you to fight her.
Well, you'd be surprised.
Yeah. What, your 2 spells?
Kali can be very effective.
Less fighting her and more the weight that her presence is exerting on your mind. We are inside of your mind. Oh. I'm trying to think of. I mean, if I use like healing word, would that be like healing?
Yeah, healing hit points are not just how cut and beat up you are. They represent your total physical health. So mental damage like this is as much of a thing that you can heal as getting cut and injured.
Ooh,
So,
okay, I'm
yeah.
gonna do that's my bonus action, so I'll just go ahead and do healing word at the 2nd level, and that's 2d4 plus 5. So let me see. That's gonna heal for 12, and
Wow, almost back to full.
I'm glad I picked the right level. Let me see here. He's gonna put let me see. I guess, well, it may or may not hit, but I was gonna see if I could put fairy fire onto the
Shadowy form.
shade of.
All right. Is that a save or a attack roll, or is it automatic? I forgot.
It is a dexterity save, I think.
All right. That is a 14.
Okay, it was dex 16.
All right. So it is illuminated in what we're going to do. Violet for you, or does he choose a different color?
His would be green.
Green. All right. So Shepard is illuminated in green fairy fire. If you move from here with Shepard's reach, they could take an attack of opportunity. And since you've used your action to cast a spell and your bonus, it's probably not a good idea to move. But
Yeah.
it's also very clear that Shepard's focused only on Kali.
Green flame.
Green flame!
So are you satisfied with that being your turn?
Yes.
All right. Before we start Kali's turn, Shepard is looking down, the visor still flickering. It looks like fluids are pulling at Shepard's feet. And
No.
it looks over to Kadir and then back to Kali and says, "Replaced me." Kali, your turn.
Oh man,
Ow.
this is some serious mental damage.
Yeah.
I think though that's enough for Kali to realize, like, that snaps Kali a little bit out of it actually,
Mhm.
because Kali could not imagine Shepard actually saying, because part of what Kali's having to overcome here is this idealized, like, perfect version of Shepard.
Yeah.
And she would never imagine Shepard to say something like that herself. Kali would berate and feel guilt herself over these types of accusations. but she doesn't think Shepard would have the ability to, like, not a mean bone
Not in.
body,
Yeah.
you know, except for the undead ones that she was carrying around for a while.
Going ones.
So I think that shores Kali up enough that I don't feel like I need to make a wisdom save this turn.
Okay.
And Kali is going to finally take a proper spellcasting stance. And she's going to cast Eldritch Blast, and I get advantage.
Mhm.
Now I have a weird question.
Mhm.
Because I technically have my stuff. Okay, no, never mind. That's not it. I was checking if the Bieshgarad would actually take into it, but it doesn't. This isn't a Dale Kier kind of thing. This is just psychic.
Mhm.
So normal attack bonuses with advantage. First roll is a 3. Second is a 17, much better. So that's a 28 to hit,
Yeah, hits.
or 26 to hit. I'm sorry.
26 also hits.
And so this is the first Eldritch Blast, and Kali is going to throw her back 10 feet. Roll that 2 on damage, so that's 7 force damage.
You said 10 feet, right?
Yes. Gets knocked back 10 feet. And then second beam. That's a 16 and a 19, so a 28 for real this time. Another D10. Man, I'm rolling terribly on the damage, but I mean, it kind of fits. She doesn't really want to hurt Shepard,
Yeah.
even if it's not really Shepard. So it's 3 plus 5 for 8.
Okay.
And then the bonus 3 magic bludgeoning damage.
All right. That's 20 foot total.
How long does the chain look on that mace?
15 foot.
So could not hit Kali from here.
No. Just shy of it by 5 feet.
Okay. Kali goes to use her wings.
Oh, less. It's more than 5 feet. I was just thinking previous turn. Go ahead.
And I think still as a consequence of being freaked out, I would say her wings just do not work.
Okay.
So instead she backs up just on the ground.
Okay.
That's 15, 20. And she's going to cut that away. So diagonally to 30. She's trying to cut a little distance between her and Khalid, so Khalid doesn't get hit by any area of effect things.
Kadir, you mean?
Kadir, sorry.
Okay. Oh, good.
I say DJ Khaled. Where?
Sorry. And that's my turn.
Snap, crunch, drip.
Oh.
Shepard crumbles in pieces, fragments. The mask appears very close to Kali. First, the mask. Save them. Replaced? Questioning. As it forms again. As it begins to form, kind of popping back into place, the chain
Okay.
popping back down. It hurt. And then it strikes again. 24.
Hits.
And that's less than 15. So the second one's a miss, but the first one hits for half damage, so it would be 5.
All right. So I would think the way this works, like each time it hits her, because we've never really run into like the bludgeoning resistance before.
Mm.
Basically, her like crystalline form, the little bits of what seemed to be stone that interweave through it a little bit
Mhm.
seem to like swell for a moment and then they crack off.
Okay.
That's from the Earth Genie stuff.
Before
it's like reactive.
going to Akasha's turn, the shadow of Shepard says, "Want, feel, pain no more. No more stuck Here. Don't want. Akasha. It is Kadir's turn.
Again, knowing what he knows, would he like know what ability would help Kali most with like the mental kind of like, you know, the element of this that is the unseen element, that this is trying to overcome her inner demons as opposed to an actual physical thing that we're fighting.
This isn't like Shepard's soul or anything. This is what Kali has been keeping in her mind. This is what has been weighing on her since the death of Shepard.
Like practically every time Kali would close her eyes,
Crunch,
she would
snap.
relive that moment.
Yes. And it doesn't stop. It doesn't end. You, with how you see things, referring to Kadir, is this is all Kali's will. She has to be the one to figure out how to essentially let go. This is the shadow of an idolized person looming over her. Even in death, she falls to the shadow of Shepard.
So he's gonna say, is it like it's like a feeling of insecurities, I guess? I mean, that's kind of.
I
what I'm
mean, yeah,
feeling from-
most certainly it's insecurity, self-doubt, guilt. You know, there's all those emotions tied to this. Because Kadir
Does she
doesn't
blame
know what
herself?
happened, it most certainly seems, yeah, like she blames herself. It wouldn't be an uncommon thing with
Yeah.
how this is playing out. Your Kadir's or Akasha's passive insight is enough to kind of put two and two together. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
Kali
what I'm saying,
definitely
like,
seems
what you
to,
would feel from
yeah.
the vibe.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. He is gonna put enhance ability on Kali, and that will be I feel like that should be on wisdom checks. Or I guess what would be for like that kind
Yeah,
of like checking on
wisdom's a
yourself
good one. Mhm.
internally.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's gonna be you have an advantage on wisdom checks. And with that, he's also going to kind of you'll see him sort of doing the motions of those breathing exercises that Akasha was doing. You know, like meditation, kind
Yeah.
of like opening, kind of like what you would think about with like opening chakras.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's gonna say, all of this is a manifestation of the guilt you harbor for this situation. You must overcome this. And I think he's going to try to position himself to be in a more advantageous area to aid Kali, I guess.
Yeah, right now you're out of the reach of the weapon.
Yeah, so he'll just kind of remain, you know, within range to help, but
Not too close. Yeah.
yeah. I can do anything else. I guess other than just as long as he's relaying everything. It feels like the negative emotions associated with the event that caused this trauma to you.
Okay.
Kali's just sort of absorbing this, but as you mention it, you see this like image of Kali changes. Her wings vanish and her armor changes. She no longer has the armor that has Shepard's mask built into it. I feel like that's the reaction that happens from those words.
Okay.
But it's still not my turn.
You can definitely do a new bardic inspiration.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. Sure.
She gave you advantage on wisdom saves.
Yes.
So that plus bardic
And the bardic
inspiration move, and then it's Kali's turn.
So Kali like sort of almost visibly regresses back to that point in time. And I want to say like the visualization of her
Mhm.
even shows like the wounds that she had at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And she is looking at this just grim specter of Shepard.
It's
And she sort of
mask.
drops. She sort of drops to her knees, literally like in the exact same position
Mm-hmm.
as when she saw everything happen. And she finally just says, "I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was doing this to you. And she's going to try, I guess, to try and forcefully just make a save to let go of this.
All right, that's wisdom.
It's with advantage, which is good because the first was a 2. This dice is just all over the place today, and then an 18. So 21 on the second one, and I think she would use the Bardic Inspiration just because it is so deep-seated.
Mm-hmm.
A 5, so 26 total.
The shadow begins to sort of peel away, and as it's peeling away, shimmering armor forms underneath. And you begin to remember Shepard as she was before all of that. You remember the train times. You
It's one of
remember,
the times where they more special.
yeah, you remember the Tervalesta's times, your first encounter meeting her. You remember her and realize that it's not the sacrifice of her death that was so important, but the lives that she affected while she was still alive. And you begin to understand and begin to accept that Shepard is gone, but lives on through the inspiration that she's put into you and others. And as this happens, you see her in her former glory, the shining mask, the radiant armor, the blue and gold of the sovereign host. And she says, "You saved them," and fades away. And with that, Kali and Akasha both snap awake there in the tavern where the others dragged your bodies to. Let me-
Salika, you didn't drag us there, literally, did you?
no, I'm just saying. She carried you. She's strong enough.
Yeah.
But you
Drag
would both,
by the leg.
yeah, you
Got you
would
both
both
in my arms.
snap awake. Let me grab everybody back onto this map. and let's have some peaceful music.
Time for peaceful music.
Yeah. So they snap awake, and Kali and Akasha, you see that they're in terrible condition, and both of you are in really no better condition, being on the brink of death. Whoever wants to take it away from here, take it away.
I think Brandon would just say, "Phew, gave us quite a fright."
Oh, what did those potions roll? My bad. Or sorry, your wand.
There was an 8 and a 6. So I think the 8 went to Kali and the 6 to Akasha.
I assume
So
I have 9.
yes, you have that plus 1.
What happened to the Archon?
Brandon would just shake her head and say, "Destroyed."
And Kinrun?
Safe.
Probably just like collapses back onto where she's laying.
They thought you were dead. They had you outside in the mass grave.
Pretty much were dead, nearly.
I don't think they were wrong, at least for a time.
Brandon's just gonna sigh. So, what happened? Anyone remember anything?
How much of that does Kali remember?
That's probably a vivid memory for her. She
She
doesn't
looks
wake
to
up and forget it.
Akasha.
So.
And telepathically, she just sort of is like, were you, like, telepathically only to Akasha, were you there? Did you experience that through him?
No.
Oh, she was not there, so there's gonna be like a little like you know, like when a cat whisker like touches you, like this little confusion tickle down
Just
the
like-
thread.
She'll say, then I shall not speak of Kadir, it is yours. Secret to keep or share as you wish. And then out loud, she will say, I don't know what we unleashed, but I don't know what I even did. But I was adrift inside myself at the brink of death. And there was a choice. And I could not choose anything but to return to all of you. Our journey is not over.
I'm surprised you assumed that it had even begun. Far, far from over.
She smirks a bit at that. And she says, I don't think I want to try that again. Let's definitely not even have that as a last resort. Because I don't think I will survive it next time.
Well, whatever it was, from what we've heard, it was described as a creature that burst forth from the bridge, pushed the Argonth back over to Grissom, and tore it in two.
Creature, well,
Over,
that's a little demeaning.
overhearing this, an older gentleman kind of props himself up on an elbow and he says, that ain't what it was. Not just some creature. It was Sybaris himself that saved us. Golden wings sprouted out. Saw it with my own eyes. They beat and pushed the Argonth free from Kinrun. By the progenitors, we were safe.
Kali's eyes like instantly like maximum wide, like jaw drop, like stunned.
Guess Rhiannon will give like a you know when people go she'll like lean in. Well, there you go. There you have it. If only the speaker was here to see that.
The older gentleman kind of groans and settles back into bed. All my years, I ain't never seen nothing like it. Brilliant as the rings above. And he slips into his slumber.
Passes out drunk.
Mm.
We should perhaps free up some space for others and see how things are going. She suddenly has a realization and almost like
Where's
in a
Saw's table?
panic,
Oh, right.
she tries to summon Zia back
Yeah, she's able to.
to their link. When Zia appears, she grabs him and she hugs him really tight.
No.
Saw, you've been running back and forth saving people. Is that how you're
Yes.
going to spend the whole day?
Yes.
Okay, just making
I
sure.
will run myself
I don't.
into exhaustion.
Okay. Well, you won't hit exhaustion unless you continue overnight.
Kali will.
I'm going as long as they need me to go.
All right.
Yeah, Kali will go and assist as well, but at that point of like where it starts becoming dangerous to help,
Mhm.
unlike when it did with Towerfall, Kali will both realize that she has to stop and rest and will try and encourage Sod to do the same.
Yeah, she
Meanwhile,
won't do it
Redface
herself.
is snapping his fingers. Oh man.
Sal's actually going to summon her companion
Okay.
Ooh.
for help.
All right. So,
locating people, 'cause that's a specialty.
is everybody going to help? I figured you guys would, anyways.
I think
Yeah.
with 1 HP, I think I'm gonna cast the last healing word and give it to Celica. She's got a bigger strength core. She can help better.
Oh, she has more than 1 HP though. She
With-
healed with second wind.
Oh, there well, you get 5 now, anyways. There you go.
There you go.
All right.
So, do you also want to help with the recovery effort, Celica?
No. Yes.
Figures. All right.
Yeah.
No,
So-
I got a sword train.
Before we
I've
get
never
to
summoned my bird in front of them.
no,
You have not.
before we get to that, before we get to seeing Sa running kind of back and forth, you guys spot the newspaper on the way out.
I think Rhiannon's gonna take a bath before going.
There ain't no
I will
baths to
summon
take.
water and put it on.
Yeah,
it.
exactly. You can just prestidigitate yourself clean.
Yeah, true.
Uh,
But still, a couple bath.
I
baths,
just-
there's
that
no
just
room for
reminds
a
me of
bath
the-
right now.
I was gonna say that just reminds you of the Adventure Time episode where they get yeeted out of the Ninosphere and they're like, "We gotta go back to save Marceline." And Jake just goes, "Yeah, I'm not going back until I have a shower first."
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take another break real quick, but I'm gonna give them the newspaper, and we will go over it when we get back from break.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. Let's read it.